Welcome back to Sports Mecca. I'm Jacob Bonner here with Adam Berzal, and we've been talking a lot of Vol baseball over the last couple of weeks. Team's been struggling, and a much-needed series win against a very good number 7 ranked Florida team. What a great performance by the Vols this weekend.
It was a great performance by the Vols. You know, we've been saying all year long that the Vols need to get the hitting going and they need to get their bullpen going. Well, against Florida, they got it going. You had Ben and Satigo with the go-ahead RBI to score Justin Amos on Saturday. The first two games went into 10 innings. You know, when you're the underdog team, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping to stretch Florida, who's obviously the better team, you know, as far as they can go. They made them use their entire bullpen. All their starting pitchers were used that weekend as well. And eventually, you know, the gas does run out, and it ran out for Florida.
I mean, and what a great performance by these Vols over the weekend, showing a lot of adversity. Before this weekend, Tennessee was only 1-8 in SEC play. This bumps them up to 3-9 with the 2 wins and a loss. And it's just some much-needed stability for this Tennessee team to get these two massive wins against a very good team. And, of course, the SEC is full of tough baseball competition. You have Florida. You have Vanderbilt. It seems like they're always number one, a threat to win it all. You got guys like teams like LSU. So many great teams in SEC. And to see Tennessee win a series against them in a year where they've been struggling in SEC play it's a good sight for sore eyes.
And, you know, one of the stats that, you know, popped out at me during our preview was, you know, Jordan Rogers. He's got a 28-game streak where he's reached base safely. Now, that's impressive. That means, you know, hit, walk, hit by a batsman, whatever you do to get on. If you're getting on base, you're giving your team the opportunity to score some runs. And that's what the Vols have been lacking this entire year is they weren't getting on base. And when they were getting on base, they weren't getting them in. And against Florida, it was really nice to see the hitters step up and take it to Florida.
Tennessee will travel to ETSU tomorrow night for just one game before playing a 3-game series against Auburn this weekend in Knoxville. Let's go ahead and switch up to softball a little bit because the Lady Vols, number 17 ranked right now, another weekend win for Tennessee sports. The Lady Vols swept number 20 Kentucky in SEC play this weekend.
You know, whenever you can sweep a rival, especially on the road, you know, you're doing something correct. You know, obviously, you know, you had Scarlett McSwain and Megan Gregg had a huge weekend for the Lady Vols. You know, Scarlett McSwain had a grand slam in the first inning and an RBI double in the second on the Sunday game. There's really nothing else that you can ask of the Lady Vols than to go onto hostile territory and sweep a ranked opponent, especially when it's in your conference.
And right there in that clip, you guys saw some great pitching, and that was freshman Kaylin Arnold. It is always great to have good pitchers in college baseball and softball, but even more so when they're freshmen. You want to see your young players be able to step up and really help lead a team to victory, and that's what we saw from Kaylin Arnold. What a great performance by her. And a stat here. This season for Lady Vols softball, when the Lady Vols are 22-0 when scoring in the first inning this year.
That's impressive.
Getting off to a good start, you got to finish strong.
One of the stats that, you know, I want to mention is Megan Gregg has 57 RBIs on the season. That's a lot of runs batted in. So, you know, she's in her groove, she's finding the zone, she's getting the ball on the bat, and she's doing a great job of producing runs for the Lady Vols. And I can think that if she continues the work that she's doing and the Lady Vols continue the work as they're doing as a whole, they're going to make a run in Oklahoma City this year.
The softball Lady Vols are up to 35-5 on the season. It's been a great year so far, ranked number 17. Let's see this continue for the Vols.
I hope so too. So we're going to move on now to some Vol track and field, and we're just not even going to talk about this real quick. We just want you to watch Christian Coleman run his 100-meter race because this is unreal, people. I want you to just see how quickly he gets a lead to start this race, and he doesn't lose it at all. He is already out to a big lead. He's got the race won right there. Just an unbelievable performance. Even slows down right there at the end.
Jogs into the finish line. What a performance by Christian Coleman. Ran that 100-meter time in 10.03 seconds to win the Tennessee relays. The next runner was almost 0.3 of a second away.
I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy for a collegiate track runner.
Right. So for Coleman, this is the fastest time of any NCAA track athlete. It's so great to have athletes like that in Tennessee. It's the 5th fastest time in the world.
You really can't ask much else of your players other than that, because that is unheard of in college track, and I've never seen it. And not only that, he was running against the wind, and he still ran it in almost 10 seconds flat.
And he still slowed down,
And he
jogged
still
his
slowed
way
down.
into the finish line. What a performance by Christian Coleman for Vol Track and Field.